Hey, what's going on, everybody out there? Welcome back over to the channel. I'm your host, Initial D. This is Initial Speaks. Hopefully, you all are having an amazing day. The weekend is upon us. It's Friday. Um, some of us get to chill on the weekends while others have to hustle and grind and, do what it is you do on the weekends to make ends meet. Look, I salute you, whether you got to work or whether you don't have to work. It's cool. If you don't have to work, hey, count it as blessings. And if you do have to work, also count that as a blessing because there's people around the whole world that are not able to do that. So, just think about that. Like, keep your head up and, make your money and create your legacy at the end of the day. So, first of all, I just want to take some time to thank each and every one of you all for being so receiving, for interacting, and for the views of the toxic relationship series. I didn't know that this was something that was needed on YouTube, especially for my channel. And I'm just really, really excited to be able to see it go into an informative direction because I understand that there are, men and women around the world that are just like confused as to, why does it seem like everybody that I get with is a problem. I literally have heard ladies say that they only attract bad guys or they got bad taste in men. And I've heard fellas say the same thing. Like they seem to only attract the gold diggers or the women that really don't care about wanting to be a wife or a woman that doesn't care about settling down and, being a mom and stuff like that. The truth of the matter is that there are people in this world who do want families. Like, make no mistake, these people still exist. These people are still around. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, sometimes you have to seep through the thorns and the thistles and the weeds to find those roses. And sometimes they may appear as concrete roses. And if you don't really know what that term means, it means that this is something that is unlikely and something beautiful that manifests in an environment that does not seem to be that appeasing for, a type of situation to come about like that. And sometimes good men and women do seem like concrete roses. You find them in the least likely places. So into part three, this is part three. And if you haven't watched part 1 and 2, I want to encourage you to go back and go watch part 1 and 2. I'll put a link in the description. Part 1, we talked about delusion, how a lot of people tend to think that they can change people and that maybe one day they will change if they do X, Y, and Z. And in part 2, we talked about hidden intentions, weird behavior, not telling a person up front what it is before you actually get involved with somebody. And I always want to encourage you all out there. Check this out. Get back to dating. Can we do that? Can we get back to actual dating? And I'm not talking about having sex together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about going in the back of the Jeep or the truck or the hotel or taking them back to your crib. I'm not talking about that. That's not dating at all. Like, dating is spending time with this person, getting to know their qualities, their characteristics, etc. Get to know somebody before you start to get involved with them. And I think we would see a lot less heartache, in my opinion, if people would just, rewind it back a couple of decades and actually take dating seriously instead of just jumping headfirst into something. Okay, so part 3 of toxic relationships. Now, there's so many different things we could talk about, but in this episode, we are going to talk about antagonistic tendencies. Ooh, my antagonistic tendencies. And have you ever been with somebody who just pissed you off Like you could just be having an amazing day. Like you could go on, you went to work, you probably got a promotion, your coworkers are patting you on the back and you're making some extra money. Um, Somebody may have paid it forward at the coffee shop and you got some coffee and you're just having a great day. And then, you come home, and home is supposed to be where the heart is. You feel me? Home is supposed to be where you lay, where a king lays his crown at, where a queen, lays her crown at and the scepter at, and that's supposed to be a place of peace. And then you come home to nonsense. You come home to a travesty, to an individual who just nitpicks and is very, very just tedious and petty and just pushes your buttons. Like, there's no how was your day? There's no what can I do for you? Things of that nature. It's let me see how badly I can piss off this person. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking, like, do people actually do that? Yeah. It's actually people in this world who will literally try to make you upset. Really for one of two reasons. Number one, you'd be utilizing it for a form of manipulation, to try to get you out of your character, to act a certain way so they can get, something that they want from you. That is manipulation and narcissistic tendencies as well. And the second reason is actually ridiculous. It's terrible. It's for their own entertainment. Like, there are people who will poke the bear just to see you growl. Like, I have literally heard guys say, I love my girl's mad face. I've heard ladies say, I love it, when he frowns up and things of that nature. Like, I don't understand. Like, not me. I don't like my wife's mad face at all. Like, I want to try to be her peace. I want to be, an inspiration to her. I don't want to be somebody that puts her in a bad mood, especially if she's not in a bad mood before getting around me. But no, 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 no. There are some people in this world that actually get off on people just their boyfriend or their girlfriend or spouse, just being mad at him for some reason. I don't understand. Like, knowing that there are certain things that when you say to them that can completely turn their world upside down. Like, we all got triggers. And when you're with somebody, they probably 9 times out of 10 know your trigger, or they should at least know your trigger. And it is supposed to be left up to the responsibility of being a reliable partner to protect the sensitivity of those triggers, meaning I know what pisses you off. I know what pushes you over the deep end, but I'm not going to push those buttons because I don't want to see you act out of character. I don't want to see you get angry. I don't want to see you lose it because I pushed you too far. Those are supposed to be what, partners that we're with who have our best interests. But unfortunately, there are some people that know that there are things that just really drive you insane, and they do it anyway when they don't have to, which really just, in my opinion, just shows a lack of discipline. It shows terrible character traits, and ultimately that person does not love you. If you're with somebody that knows that there are certain things that make you upset, and that knows that there are triggers, possibly previous trauma or words or just things that they do, and they know how it makes you feel, but they do it anyway, that person does not love you at all. Like, I don't care what they say to you. I don't care what they do. If they're doing anything to inflict any type of emotional damage onto you, I find it very difficult to, for them to say that they love you. I don't see it. I don't believe it. And I know some of you out there may be, no, it's complicated. And, it's just what we do. Well, complicated? What's complicated? What does that mean? What is that? What direction does complicated take us? Like, they have it on Facebook. Relationship status are the stupidest things that they could have put on social media. That's nobody's business, whether you're married or whether you're single or whatever. Married, divorced, widowed, single, engaged. It's complicated. I'd rather not tell. Like, what does complicated mean? Why do you want to be with somebody if it's complicated? Like, if it's complicated, that means that you can't figure out what it is. And if you can't figure out what it is, what are we really doing? I'm just with this person that just pisses me off sometimes. And then, I kind of get over it and, sleep together and then we're okay for a couple of days. And then before you know it, they're antagonizing me again. They're bringing me out of my character. And you know that they're doing this, but yet you continuously put up with it over and over and over and over. Like, when are you going to stop allowing the person that you're with to manipulate you, to turn your world upside down just so they can get their way or just for their own entertainment? People, we're not puppets on a string. We're not here for entertainment. A lot of us, if depending on who you are, at some point want to settle down, want to get married, want to just be in a peaceful environment to where we don't feel like we're being antagonized, because we get enough of that in the world. Like, the world is just so freaking dangerous and it's so cold. You don't want to come home to feeling like you're walking on eggshells and I gotta wonder whether or not the person I'm with is gonna hurt my feelings. I gotta wonder whether the person I'm with is going to say something to me to just completely make me forget about all of the good things that happened today. You know what I'm saying? Like, antagonistic tendencies. I have to turn my attention to the people who play the antagonist. Like, maybe you're watching this and you're the person that pisses off your partner. I'm talking to you, okay? Maybe it's you. What is wrong with you? Who hurt you? Where did your parents fail? I know that one probably hurt, but I can't apologize because you obviously don't have any manners and you have no human decency if you think it's cool and fun and okay to antagonize somebody that you claim that you care about, somebody that you claim that you love. Like, make it make sense. How do you love somebody that you have no problem making blood pressure go through the roof? You don't love them. You're manipulative and you have narcissistic tendencies. You need help. You need therapy. You need to break up with that person and let a real man or a woman come into their life. And then you go in the corner and think about what you did, Billy. We had to bring it down a little bit. We're getting a little hot over here. So there's a story I want to tell. And, it's this woman that I know. We had a long conversation a couple of years ago. And she was like, she ended up going to jail. And I was like, okay, what happened? So apparently she vandalized her boyfriend's car. And of course he called the police, pressed charges, and then she just, she went to jail for the most part. And she opened up and said, I tried and tried and tried to ignore the things he would say to me, the things he would do. I tried to ignore it. I tried my best to resolve it, but it seemed like he just wanted to bring out this wicked side of me. It's because he just used to laugh and he would be like, yeah, look at you, you're crazy, B, and all this other stuff. It's like, see, the problem I have, and a lot of you guys out there, you call these girls crazy, you call them psychotic. They're not crazy and they're not psychotic. It might be some crazy and psychotic ones out there. I don't know. And there's crazy and psychotic guys too, so I ain't picking on the ladies, all right? But women are very, very emotional creatures, and you gotta be very careful what you say and what you do. Otherwise, you will get that vicious side that is inside of every single woman. Like, I feel like every woman has that potential to just really turn into like a jaguar and attack you if you push, because that's the thing, folks. Humans, we can be civil for the most part, but then we can also be barbaric if pushed. Like, the nicest person in the world can be just the Hulk if you get my drift, if you do the wrong thing, if you antagonize them. But the young lady told me, like, he antagonized her and pushed her, and she snapped. She snapped. And I think that, I'm going to end the video with this. If you are in a relationship with somebody that's antagonizing you, ladies, fellas, if you don't put those boundaries down and tell them, listen, you need to stop, because if you don't, I can't promise I'm going to be able to withhold myself from hurting you. Okay? And that's not even a joke. That is like real freaking talk. There's some people in this world who have committed acts, like, what an axe. Okay, never mind. They've done things because they were pushed too far, and they just black out, and then mistakes happen at that point. You don't want to be with somebody that makes you so angry that you want to hurt them. Like, I would be very, very cautious about that. It's not worth your freedom. It's not worth you making a horrible mistake. You got to get out of that, because antagonizing a person, depending on who you are, can go south real quick. Really, really quick. You got to protect yourself. You got to protect your peace. And if a person is not coming to your rescue, if they're not acting as a hero or somebody that is trying to at least preserve your peace, then you need to get out of the relationship. There's a lot of men and women in this world who want to love somebody, but they can't find that somebody, because that somebody may be wrapped up with a loser somewhere, possibly a guy that's a bum who sits on the couch and does nothing, and his woman works, and then he just manipulates her, yada yada yada, or some chick that's a gold digger that thinks that she can get far in life by throwing booty and because she got a cute face. I'm just saying, like, there's scum in this world that operate like that. And there's a lot of good men and women who are in these situations, not because they want to be in these situations, but because they were manipulated to be in these situations. And I feel really bad for them, but I gotta say it. Just like I said in episode 1, if you see the writing on the wall, and this has been going on for X amount of time, and you're not doing anything to get out of the situation, then you deserve everything that happens, because we are in total control of where we stand in a relationship, especially those of you who are not married. And I'm going to talk about that on the next video. The next video is probably going to make a lot of people upset. It's going to be about sex, premarital sex, and we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to give you my full 100% unadulterated truth, perspective, and we got the word of God too we're going to bring in the mix. And I know some of y'all may not want to hear that, but hey, look, do you want help, or do you want to keep going through this vicious cycle of getting hurt? Or do you want peace? Do you want a husband, ladies? Fellas, do you want a wife? Do you want somebody that has your back? Like, you got to start somewhere. If you don't change, you will never receive change. And that's the whole point of these videos. These videos are to educate you all out there who are dating. Again, if you don't know, like I said, I'm married. I've been married for 12 years, been with my wife in a relationship for 20 years. We met March 21st of 2004. So yeah, do the math. And I really know what it takes to make a relationship work. I've been through hell. I've been through great times. And still not perfect to this day. But it's not about striving for perfection. It's about working together as far as what you can do to serve each other the best way possible. Not antagonizing each other, not pissing each other off, not trying to make another person act crazy and then you go call them crazy and you didn't tell everybody that you made them that way. Okay, now I heard ladies say things like that, like he made me this way. He's not. She's not playing. She's serious. Because there's a lot of sweet girls out here who just turn vicious because they were with a butthole that pushed them too far. You know. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed this segment. Do me a favor, comment down below if you're in a toxic relationship, if you've ever been in a toxic relationship that has antagonistic tendencies, and check out those other videos. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.